Imagine this, a shy, timid boy, so afraid of the dark he couldn't sleep. Now, imagine that same boy growing up to challenge the world's largest empire, without ever picking up a weapon. How is that possible? His name was Mahatma Gandhi. And his life story isn't just history, it's a masterclass in the most powerful English words: peace, freedom, and justice. Today, you'll learn his incredible story and the key English vocabulary to tell it yourself. Ready? Before starting, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. It was 1869. In the small coastal town of Porbandar, in the state of Gujarat, a child named Mohandas was born. A shy, timid boy who was even afraid of the dark. No one, even in their wildest dreams, could have imagined that this fearful child would one day become the Mahatma, the great soul, and challenge the empire on which the sun never set. The young Mohandas, following family tradition, went to London to study law. A vast, foreign city, with a culture and cuisine completely different from his own. He, who described himself as a lean, shy young man, tried to adapt to Western culture, but his promise to his mother, to abstain from meat, wine, and women, was like a chain around his feet. After returning to India, his legal practice was not profitable. A court case in South Africa became the turning point of his life. He had a first-class train ticket, but was brutally thrown out by a white European for the crime of being Indian. That cold night at the Pietermaritzburg station transformed Mohandas from within. He swore a deep, personal vow to fight this injustice and racism. South Africa was hell for Indians. Heavy taxes, travel bans, and daily humiliation. The young, timid lawyer Gandhi took up the leadership of the Indian community. He conceived a new concept: satyagraha, or insistence on truth. This astonishing weapon was neither a sword nor a bullet, but nonviolent civil disobedience. He encouraged his countrymen to resist unjust laws, but with love. They held sit-ins, went on strike, and peacefully endured beatings and imprisonment. Images of Indian men and women, without any resistance, submitting to police batons shocked the world. Gandhi won this battle, forcing the South African government to reform some laws. He was now a tested and proven leader. In 1915, Gandhi returned to India. He was no longer that young lawyer, he was a middle-aged man with a fiery vision. He traveled the vast country and saw with his own eyes the poverty and oppression of British colonialism. He understood that the struggle was not just political, but social and economic. The British held a monopoly on salt and taxed the poor for it. Gandhi showed his genius. He chose a simple yet powerful symbol: salt. In one of the most epic scenes in history, Gandhi, along with 78 followers, began the 400-kilometer salt march to the Arabian Sea. Thousands joined him along the way. After 24 days, they reached the coast at Dandi. Gandhi bent down and picked up a lump of natural salt from the shore. This simple act was an explosion. With it, he broke the salt law. People across India flocked to the shores to make salt. British police brutally attacked the protesters. International reporters were astonished to see people non-violently enduring baton blows to their heads. The world was watching, and the British Empire lost its moral standing forever. Gandhi's life was an epic tragedy comedy. He was imprisoned many times, but prison for him was not torture, but a forced holiday, an opportunity to read and reflect. In one of the most thrilling moments, when Hindu-Muslim disputes turned violent, Gandhi went on a fast. He declared he would eat no food until the violence stopped. All of India fell into a deathly silence. People of all religions gathered outside his home, begging him to eat. Leaders of the warring factions rushed to him and promised to make peace. When Gandhi, after several days, sipped some fruit juice, it was as if the entire nation breathed again. This was the power of a frail man, a power that sprang from his soul. Finally, after decades of struggle, on August 15, 1947, India achieved independence. But this victory came with a colossal tragedy, the partition of India. The country was divided into India and Pakistan. A wave of ethnic violence between Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs swept across the new borders. Gandhi, his heart broken by this bloody division, went to the riot-torn areas. In Calcutta, he fasted once more and managed to restore peace to a city engulfed in flames. But he had many enemies. On January 30, 1948, as he was walking to his evening prayer meeting in the garden of his home, a Hindu extremist named Nathram Godse, who blamed him for the partition of India, fired shots at him. Gandhi's last words were, "Hey Ram, O God." The bullet destroyed his body, but made his spirit immortal. His death united a nation on the brink of civil war. Hindu and Muslim wept together for the death of the father of the nation. Gandhi was gone, but his philosophy of Ahimsa, nonviolence, and satyagraha inspired millions around the world, from Martin Luther King Jr. in the American Civil Rights Movement to Nelson Mandela in South Africa. He proved that the greatest power in the world lies not in weapons and violence, but in will, truth, and boundless love. His life story is an epic that reminds us that one individual, with an iron will and unwavering faith, can change the course of history and shake the world. He was not a saint, he was a human being with all his flaws. But this human, through his choices, became one of the greatest heroes in human history. So, the story of Gandhi teaches us that real strength isn't about power. It's about peace. It's about truth. And most importantly, it's about the courage to be the change. Thank you for learning English with this incredible story today. Remember, your journey to fluency is also a form of satyagraha, a persistent pursuit of truth. Keep learning, keep growing, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.